Yo, welcome back to the Red or Blue Pill channel, people. Thank you for returning subscribers and members. What we do here, if you are new, is we react to the most disturbing and creepy videos from the internet and we go through the latest. If you like what you see, don't forget to sub up, turn on the notifications, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. With that being said, let's roll.
Video is for entertainment purposes only.
To the members, Sarah, Tracy, Catherine, my name is Irrelevant, Danielle and Kathleen for supporting the channel.
What if Donald Trump is counter-blackmailing the deep state with the Epstein files? Think about it. Donald Trump was never supposed to take that presidency from Hillary Clinton. If you all remember from the very beginning, they have all been after Trump. You don't think that if they had something on Trump, they would have released it unless they are all implicated, but they have been trying to move him out of the way since the very beginning. And why would Trump not use the very thing that the deep state has used against each other for decades to blackmail and control each other, to reverse it to control them? Don't you guys remember all of the envelopes that everybody received besides Donald Trump? From Bush telling everybody that he's sorry they know everything. Now, who do you think he's talking about by they? I know many of us, including myself, have grown weary from the zero accountability, the zero arrests, the promises made about releasing the Epstein files and still receiving nothing. But if you think about it, what else do we have but to hold the line and understand that there may be something much more deeper going on behind the scenes that they won't just release to the American public? This has been an intelligence warfare for a very long time. And the swamp, as we know it, runs very deep. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's safe to say we have nothing else and no choice but to hold the line.
Yeah, well, you can't deny the world has been a crazy place over the last few years. There's definitely looks like people have gone missing and replaced by people that look very similar to them, but potentially in a mask. All of this happening. Having said that, why can't we just release the files? Wouldn't that just be an easier process that everybody knows what is going on to take down any type of deep state? Do you know what I mean? Be far easier, wouldn't it? But I don't know. Is it all one big show and they're all part of the same team? Or, well, there's something going on, I think. There's some type of war going on, but I hope it's just not a play war and they're playing with people's lives. Well, taking people's lives for the show. Yeah, it gets me. All the statues, all the massive statues all around the world, the ones about the hands that have been chopped off because apparently there were 6 fingers, which would refer back to the Nephilim. It all just doesn't add up to the history that we've been taught. I genuinely think that all these strange, mysterious statues have something to do with the fallen angels. I think that there's more than one god around this earth, and I think, I think they're the ones that are, warring all the time. And one of them in particular, I think, is the god of war, which there's apparently you got Thor, which is a fictional character, but there's a name named after him, which is Thursday, which is Thor's Day. But also, is it Yahweh? I think there's rumors that he might be the god of thunder, god of war. Sorry. So yeah, it is all very mysterious.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Whoa. Well, I'm not too sure if that's AI. It looked pretty real to me, or how real that could look. But yeah, I mean, if that is real, then that is the veil lifting type stuff right there.
And I found Rip Van Winkle. Giant version of him. How big this freaking dude is. That is incredible. He's a big dude. Wow. That's freaking amazing. He is huge. Wow.
That is a big old dude in the woods, isn't it?
It's completely pink. Not even just the sky. You can't really pick up on camera. How many people have died today?
I think over 20 people they have died, but there's others missing.
I've seen a lot of stuff on Texas and New Mexico, and the flooding over there is absolutely off-planet type disaster. It's crazy. It's really sad to see. And the purple skies, we've been seeing that all over the world, not just in Texas, but there's something going on in this world, peeps.
An historic moment today in aviation. For the first time, a solar-powered
And to prove its potential, they began flying it around the world, from Abu Dhabi last year, with stops in India and China, then across the vast Pacific. Remember, it has no fuel. It then was on to the United States, hopscotched across America, powered only by the sun, and now it has crossed its last ocean, the Atlantic. Not much further to go.
Well, that looks very much like a flat Earth of what he was going around the world in a circle. Funny that, because I look at the Earth on Airbnb all the time because we're traveling at the moment, and I was very surprised how close Canada and Russia are, to the point where I believe you can walk through it and get to America with it, which absolutely blew my mind.
Another page from the Bible has been completed today, y'all. The Passaic River in New Jersey has turned blood red today. And this is like some Hawaiian red type.
That is really weird. I'm paddling currently through red water.
Y'all, all this red water.
Yeah.
Look at the sky. Look at the sky.
That water is red.
So not only is the Lake Hawaiian Punch blood red, but he said it smelled of this weird asphalt smell as well.
Really strong asphalt smell right now.
Y'all, look at the sky. What the heck is going on? Oh my goodness, y'all. Look at the sky. Look at the clouds. Look at this is a blanket over there. This is crazy.
You can see that the water inside it is not red. It's red.
Look at the line.
Right on the edge here.
Look at the line.
A defined line between the red and the water that's inside that sewer. So I'm really curious.
Y'all, what is going on? The one in California turned red the other day. And now this, y'all, this is literally biblical, y'all. But y'all see it, man. The prophecies are playing out. I always knew I was going to be in this time, man. And I was going to play a big part in it. And here I am, y'all. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's continue to get this shift, y'all. It's here. Peace in. Look at those clouds, y'all. This is insane. This is a whole new world. Let's get it. Peace.
Yeah, over the last 12, 24 months, we've seen Red Sea rivers all over the place. In China, I believe we saw it. In California, I believe it is. And now there. And that's way too much to be, somebody bleeding. You're not going to do it in the whole thing. So what is that? How are they doing it? I have no idea. But I'm pretty sure there is some type of biblical meaning behind that as well. Let me know what it is if you know.
Hey, all you part-time Trump supporters, let me educate you. You remember this?
Bill Clinton. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
Remember this comment?
You raised the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it.
Yeah, you see, Trump has done more for victims of trafficking than any other president in our lifetime. Actually, I think more than any president. Okay? So let's not pretend as if he's covering for somebody. All right? He's not. Be patient. All right? And I get it. You guys want to hold him accountable. You feel like you've been lied to. But listen to the signal, not the noise. Okay? Trump has been consistent in working for the American people. You think he's just going to give that up now? After all the shit he's been through?
Nothing ceases to amaze me in this world. I'm sitting on the fence. I don't know what direction it's going to go. I'm just going to let it play out and hope for the best. There's got to be a good guy somewhere that is rooting for Earth to become a nice place where there's no war. Everybody is evenly distributed in wealth and in time, and we don't all work in a slave system. That's what I want.
So we published a year ago on the cover of Nature magazine, which is the highlight of any scientist's career, that we could reset the age of a complex tissue. We chose the mouse's eye. We let mice get old and blind, and we reprogrammed their eye using these 3 genes. They're called O, S, and K for short.
Yeah.
And we turned the age back 80%, and they were able to see again. And so what we're talking about is having found that there's a reset switch in the body to be young again. And the information in the body to be young is still there. So theoretically, you could take someone who's 100 years old and reset their body to be young again. Now, the exciting thing is we've been doing clinical trials, or preclinical trials, and there's no apparent downside to this yet.
Oh my God.
Isn't that great?
No, that's incredible.
Yeah. And it was a thrill to make this discovery. But since then, we've been doing the hard work, which is to figure out, is it safe enough to put into humans? And we're now testing it in non-human primates just to see if it's safe.
My gosh.
And if all goes well, in the next 2 years, we'll hopefully cure blindness in people.
That is absolutely freaking incredible. That is absolutely bananas.
But it gets better.
Okay.
The eye was just something we chose. I didn't think it would work any better in the eye. In fact, I thought it'd probably work worse. But we found that there's a universal reset switch. So you can reset different parts of the body. You can reset the skin. We've shown you can reset muscle. You can reset, what have we done? The skin was easy. So using the same genes. So we're just basically turning on an embryonic program in older people or middle-aged, in their cells and in mice, and they get young again. What does this mean? This means one day it's going to be possible to reset the age of the body. We've done that. We've done that in mice. Now the question is, how soon can we get it into ourselves?
Wow. Okay. So that's probably what Hollywood's doing already, isn't it? Clinical trials, I think they're probably 100 years ahead of that already. And we visually have seen this going on. And this is why we've got loads of pictures in history of the same people looking the same. Because if you can do it once, then you can do it twice and third and fourth and fifth. But yeah, they've got way better tech than what they're probably testing or talking about, for sure. And I noticed he said, oh yeah, we can cure blindness. But he's literally just said he can turn a 100-year-old person 20 years old. Bonkers.
So this is just mind-blowing. Right here, Niagara Falls, 757,000 gallons of water per second going over those falls. That works out to about 45 million gallons a minute, 2.7 billion gallons an hour, or roughly 65 billion gallons of water a day going over the edge. Now, that is an absolutely incredible amount of water, but it is only roughly half the amount of the 120 billion gallons of water that fell on Central Texas this past July 4th. So they say about 12 inches of rain fell in those early morning hours, which led the rivers to do this, to rise about 26 feet in a matter of 45 minutes. That's less than an hour. So when you see the absolute devastation and destruction, and you try to wrap your head around just how much water this is, it is roughly 2 days worth of the water going over Niagara Falls, all falling on Texas in just a matter of hours.
Wow. Okay. So that ain't come out of the sky. That has got to be coming from the ground. And there's got to be stuff under the ground that we just don't know about, because that is bonkers.
What in there? I'm recording it. What the hell is that?
Not 100% sure if that is real or fake, but maybe the clouds are real. The thing may be fake. Not too sure. Just looking at the way the cameras are, there's a few people recording Summit, but let me know what you think. Predictive programming at its best.
If I have, and I will, it's AI for good. You don't even know when AI got here. You don't know how old it is, and you know nothing about how it works inside the body. But don't worry, they do it South by Southwest. They do with free space optical. It's organoids and organelles, and there's a ton of it. So you're not rolling anything backwards. Nobody's a pureblood. Finally, Dr. Guru said the ugly part out loud. All people are already augmented. Yeah, it says 3 phases in the Agenda 2030. They're done with phase 1. I said that 2 months ago. Welcome to the big show. Well, just watch the shitty movie. I've been watching this movie my whole life. It didn't change. That's not good for the majority of people. But if you enjoy someone telling you what to do and making you by force do what they want you to, well, you're going to be fine. You are going to love the future. You won't even have a singular private thought of your own. You will love that. Yeah. And that's where they're at, not where they're headed. No, that's what they already have.
That sounds like a dystopian future. The old 2030 agenda. Do you remember that? You'll own nothing and be happy. You'll have no privacy and be happy. That type of stuff. Could still be in play, people.
This is what the sky looks like right now in Baltimore, Maryland. And if that's not weird enough, flash floods and tornado warnings have just been issued for Washington, D.C. Mount Rainier, the volcano, has experienced hundreds of earthquakes in the last 24 hours, the most since 2009. These are the floods from Indonesia today, flooding from Nepal yesterday, floods in Arkansas today, New Mexico yesterday, historic flooding in New Zealand last week, flash floods in Oklahoma today, Texas just a few days ago. Bangladesh is getting hammered with floods as well. There was a sudden storm that flooded Split, Croatia today. Oh, and the cherry on top, the Earth's rotation has sped up, making today, July 9th, the shortest day of the year due to the moon's new alignment. I wonder if the moon has something to do with this weird weather, or do you think it's something else? As always, let me know down below.
Let's not forget the Earth's, the sea's current has reversed as well. I mean, how bonkers is that? That's happened for the first time in history that we know of. Not really sure what that means, but it don't sound good. Maybe all this weather modification technology is just a cover-up for Planet Nibiru come in and actually having an impact on everything, because the world is bonkers. Everything that's going on in the world right now is bonkers.
Virginia Beach family.
Y'all don't think this weird in Virginia Beach? Y'all don't think this junk about to be swept too? Bro, I've never been this
The
close
world is changing, family.
to the boardwalk. Bro, that is not even far. Where is the rest of Virginia Beach? And the kids are playing in the black part of the sand. Oh no. This, nah.
Yeah, that's not the first beach that I've heard about it being swallowed up either. So that's another thing that's happened.
What's that? Oh, the Department of Defense shut down its weather satellite program? Okay. The Department of Defense is shutting down its weather satellite program just in time for hurricane season. Okay. He said that it's due to the fact of cybersecurity reasons, as well as believing that the technology being used is outdated, yet it has the ability to predict hurricanes and save thousands of lives. Okay. It was planned to originally shut down on June 30th, but they were able to get it pushed back to July 31st. Okay. This, of course, is going to cause very late evacuation announcements when there are hurricanes coming, which will quite most likely result in the loss of many lives. Wonder what else we can shut down that is helpful. Oh, goody.
Okay, well, that sounds scary.
Cara, ¿qué es esa mierda?
What in the UFO is going on there, people?
I'm in downtown Chicago. And we just got a flash flood warning, and I just thought I'd come down to the Riverwalk and check it out. Because everyone's flooding. I just saw something about New Mexico and houses getting washed away. You know, we saw what happened in Texas just a couple of days ago. And look, I don't want to say that we're not just having an off year of weather. But as far as I can remember in the United States, the amount of flooding we've been dealing with seems unprecedented. And when everything else seems unprecedented, and then you got this on top of it, you'd be stupid not to ask questions at this point, right? So it's pouring out. And it doesn't look like anything's going on with the river yet. I'll keep you guys updated. But it's coming down hard, and this warning's supposed to be... It's coming down hard, and this warning's supposed to be in effect for another hour and a half. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Flash floods. Didn't even know that there was an alert for that. That's new for me.
Here's what they don't tell you about quantum mechanics and why they're hiding the true nature of reality from you. Let me give you the simple rundown of what wave-particle duality actually is. So in a nutshell, everything exists in a wave form. This is a rendition of what that would be like until that wave is observed. Once it is observed, it collapses and becomes either sound or light. The wave is made of electromagnetism. Take notice of the colors that we're working with here. We're looking a lot like the northern lights that come from God's throne. But who's observing everything all at once in reality? Because we know that there's not at least one person looking at everything at all times, right? We used to know the truth about God's throne room, the nature of reality, and how he sends out his light from Polaris, the North Star. The Lord is the observer. So once the Lord observes the waves, they become particles of light that make up all matter. Take a wild guess at how the waves become light. If you're not sure, the Star in a Jar documentary, where they sent sound through water and created light, might be of interest to you. Once again, science is catching up to what the first page of the Bible told us. God said the sound created light in the water, just like the star in a jar experiment. God said, let there be light. The sound created the light. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light. So he observed the light and then gave it a command. God sees and actively speaks life into everything. The Bible says in multiple places that God is the king of the north. The northern lights are just electromagnetism, or waves, and they emanate from the throne room, the North Star, which is how compasses work, because they're following the electromagnetism. It's just measuring where the electromagnetism is coming from. So it depends on knowing where the north is. They don't want you to know that metaphysics is just the study of God.
Let there be lights, and it was good. Yeah, classic saying from the Bible. But that, to me, the experiment more proves that we live in a simulation.
What's that? Oh, news stations and news apps are saying that we're going to witness something called the Thunder Moon. What? Yeah, what they're saying is that we're going to experience, starting today, July 10th, something called the Thunder Moon. And what they're saying is that we're going to hear the loudest, biggest booms we've ever heard up in the sky, ever. I can't wait. Now, they haven't explained why these booms are going to happen, or necessarily how they know they're going to happen, but that's what we're being told. They're also saying that there's going to be 2 huge meteor showers that will coincide with this sometime throughout the rest of the month of July. Okay. They're also saying that it's very likely that we're going to experience some strange weather. I think we already have. Okay.
The Thunder Moon. I mean, that sounds like something out of a Marvel movie. I mean, I really do think we are living the Marvel movies and all these, well, superheroes. I don't know. It could be twisted, but I think they all could be legit. It's a crazy world. Something crazy is going on with the weather. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It is just bonkers.
Oh, look, meteor. Oh, no shit. Wow. Oh, what a sight. What a sight.
That was a prospector in Kalgoorlie, one of the lucky few in Western Australia who caught a glimpse of a fireball tearing through the early morning sky. Reports of sightings also came in from Perth and Mandurah. The Perth Observatory says it was most likely a small meteor burning up as it entered Earth's atmosphere.
Something like that would probably be anywhere between the size of a cricket ball to a basketball size. It's going anywhere between 16 kilometres per second up to nearly 60 kilometres per second. So that friction builds up and it causes the outer layer to melt, and that's where you're getting to see that lovely green-orange glow.
Well, it looks very similar to something that we've already seen, right? But not in Australia. What in the world is going on? That is crazy. Red water from the tap, and I don't think that's strawberry flavor.
The drones that we've built are the only ones in NATO that are under 55 pounds that can survive in severe icing conditions. This is really cold water, right? So we have these resistors inlaid onto the vehicle that melt the ice off as it accretes onto the drone. So you find the water with the radar, you fly your drone up into these conditions, hope that it survives. You disperse the material. So we have this aerosol dispersion system that basically just emits individual particles that the water freezes onto. And then with the same radar you found the water with, you can now see it freezing, growing into bigger snowflakes, and then eventually bigger drops, and measure how much precipitates downwind.
So you're essentially introducing some type of an agent that has weight to it, and that's pulling
You're
Just pulling the
introducing
water down.
You're introducing an agent that the water freezes onto, and then it's just the weight of the water that pulls it down. So for every pound of this that you put up, you get in excess of 40 million pounds down on the ground. 40 million pounds of water.
40 million. Wow.
Yeah.
How many drones does it take to do this?
Like 3.
That's it.
So what we do is we juggle them. So one drone will go up. Once that reaches altitude, the next drone will go up. The first drone, after dispersing its full payload, will come down. And you'll just cycle that as long as the conditions persist. So sometimes that means, you're out there for 2 hours. Our forward operations specialists, though, it's a lot of former vets, National Forest Service guys, oil roughnecks, people that are willing just to live out on a mountain for 9 months at a time. Speaking of which, apply to rainmaker.com/careers to become a forward operations specialist, because we need like 50 dudes in the next 3 months.
Wow, that's bonkers. I just had something come to me there about the drones going in and out of water. So I've just thought, like, quite clearly, we can dig underground and have civilizations probably living underground. We've probably got this underwater already, and this is what the drones are going in and out. It's not maybe aliens. It's humans with this tech that are probably living underwater. What a great place to hide out, and that's why they all tell us to look up and not down. But on that note, peeps, it is the end of the show. Thank you for watching. Appreciate the support, and I will see you again tomorrow.